What happens though when you don't feel clean? When you're a girl who speaks out of turn, or a woman who can't be soft enough to pass the test, or a woman on her period that cannot enter the church, or a person who's too queer or too angry or too complex to fit the mold? You start to believe that you are spiritually defective, that the divine is not for you, that your inner world, your inside energy isn't welcome in the sacred space unless it behaves itself. And to this point, there's a TikToker that goes by No Nonsense Spirituality that speaks on this phenomenon brilliantly, I would say. While I don't agree with a lot of her points, especially when it comes to free will, I find that her analysis on spirituality is really spot on. So you know what? I'm just gonna let her speak for herself.
From Gandhi, I learned that kindness and equality doesn't apply to your wife, whom he controlled and abused. Through the atonement of Jesus, I learned that bleeding out or feeling the pains of the world is only valid when it is done by a man. When a woman bleeds, it is unsanitary, and when a woman feels the suffering of the world, she's histrionic. The Buddha taught me about enlightenment, but also that women are roadblocks to enlightenment, and that you can leave your wife and child in order to sit under the Bodhi tree. In Mormonism, my first faith language, I was taught that God spoke to man and God spoke to a prophet, and that God demanded polygamy, and that the young girls who were told that they needed to marry Joseph Smith in order to prevent their families from going to hell were just collateral damage to this God.
Yeah, so that's what we've done to spirituality. We made it so external, so performative, so coded in doing that we forgot its origin was always in the being, in the stillness, in the intuitive voice, in the part of you that feels the sacred before you ever speak it out loud. That's why Grandma Fa matters, because she's all of us when we've been made to feel that spirituality is something we can't access unless we follow all the steps and still get left behind. She's the person who saw too many rituals fail, perhaps, too many prayers go unanswered. And eventually she decided maybe this isn't real, or maybe it's just not for me. But then Mulan disappears and something stirs. Not logic, not ritual, but love, because remember, love has no gender. That deep non-verbal inside energy that says something's wrong, something's shifting. And that's when it happens. She turns to the ancestors, not to follow protocol, but to connect. No candles, no incense, no perfect posture. Just a shout into the ether made from the heart.